This is Gráinne from the Sound Healing Academy. Today I'm talking to Clarissa from Realign Balance. Clarissa trained with us in our Tuning Forks Level 1 course as well as our Level 1 multi-instrument course. She has integrated it into her physical therapy practice. I spoke to her about how she came to sound healing and also how she integrates it into her practice. Hi Clarissa, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, I'm good. So I am here to talk to you today about sound healing and how you have integrated it into your practice. We're talking to different practitioners or different people who've trained with us, who are training with us, and how they integrate it into completely different therapies. So I'd love to hear about what you do. So you work in physical therapy, is that correct? Can you tell me a bit about how you?
Yes, I'm a Pilates therapist and I've been working with physical rehabilitation for over 20 years now. And I've been playing an important role in bringing more quality of life to my clients as well as just physical performance.
Wow. Okay. So 20 years, you say?
Yes,
Wow. So you know what you're doing.
it's been a while.
So how did you come upon sound therapy or sound healing? What made you think, oh, wow, that's something I want to learn more about?
It actually happened about like 9 years ago when I started practicing Kundalini Yoga. And at the end of each class, we have a gong bath or a sound bath. And that was my first experience with it. But a few years back, I found myself battling depression. And that is when I actually dived into sound therapy and for my own healing journey. And I found profound transformation. So as a therapist myself, I knew I wanted to bring this some way into helping the people I work with.
Mm. What course did you do with us and how would you transfer the skills that you learned
Yeah,
in?
so I started to research to find a training program. And that's when I found the Sound Healing Academy. And I really, really like the curriculum. But one of the things that I really resonate with was the statement that is a life-changing community where I would gain the ability to bring a difference to someone's life. And that's exactly what I did to my life. And that's what I've been making my life a career, which is helping people. So I really resonate with the course that the Sound Healing Academy was offering, and that's how I began.
And so you say you work with different people in rehabilitation. How would you apply the techniques that you've learned? Have you have any examples of people that you've worked with?
I do. I have a client that she had a stroke, and she was told by her doctors that she was not going to be able to walk again, and that she would need assistance into her every basic needs of the activity of the daily life. So I was hired just to see if she could regain some of that function. And within a year or so in our therapy, she had progressed quite a bit. But once I brought the tuning forks and I applied one session after one application of the brain balance protocol, it was the first time that she was able to transfer from her wheelchair into the stationary bike with barely no assistance from me or relying so much onto her walker, meaning her distribution of weight and balance had improved profoundly with just one session.
That's
So
amazing.
from that on, like right now, she's able to take a shower by herself. She is able to use the bathroom, dress herself, tuck herself in bed with no assistance. So it really brought aside from the physical aspect, it was a huge moment for her, I think, into her motivation and in the belief that there was more that she could gain. There was more recovery than there was expected of her. So the quality of life has changed not only for her, but also for her family that cares for her in her home.
That's amazing. And especially as, if you're working as a physical therapist as well, you know the expected progression. You know, you
Yes.
have an idea of how long something should take. So for you to see that advancement that quickly, it's just
Absolutely. We have worked for a year and a half, and I had progressed her to a certain level, not to the fast pace that the tuning forks were able to bring. I almost got 1 year and a half of a therapy in one session.
that is fantastic.
That
Wow.
was.
And is there anybody else that stands out to you as somebody who
Yeah. So when I was studying with the Sound Healing Academy, all I did was share that I was studying with my clients, right? Because I didn't know how I would do the transition to bring sound healing into my physical rehabilitation program. So I started just sharing that I was studying, and then how tuning forks could help bring the body back into balance. And then most of them, they were very open. The transition of incorporating the technique into the rehabilitation program was really easy. But however, I had one client that he was very skeptical. He doesn't believe in alternative treatments and but one day he came to a session and he was limping, and I asked what happened. He said he had hurt himself on a bicycle, and I happened to have the forks with me, and I asked him, would you like to give it a try? And he was still a little resistant, and I'm saying, you don't have to do it, but just put in mind, it's not going to harm you. And if worst case scenario, it won't help you. And then we can continue with the therapy that we already do. So he accepted. I did the tuning forks for about 5 minutes. And once he got up, he was absolutely free from pain. And it just blown him away because he keeps saying, I don't believe it, but I have to admit, I don't feel any pain right now. So from that day on, every time he has something, he calls me and say, can you please bring your magic wand? I'm in need a little bit.
I love it. That's fantastic. And that's it. Like, it's not like you have to believe, it's that, if
Right.
something works, it
Exactly.
works, you know.
Exactly.
And what's lovely about your training is that you're bringing these two aspects together. You have the knowledge, you
Mhm.
know, of physical therapy, and you've studied and trained, and
Mhm.
you know, bringing your Pilates into that as well. And it's just this lovely complement, isn't it?
It really is.
That's
I
fantastic.
have never experienced such a fast pace in recovery with my clients, with massage, with all the other techniques in rehabilitation, posture education that do work and do assist. But with the sound therapy, I can reach much faster pace and greater results.
Wow. Well, Clarissa, thank you so much for sharing that with us. And what is
Okay.
the name of your business?
Realigned balance therapies.
Fantastic. I will share that below so
Oh,
people
thank you.
know what you do. Well, thank you again so much. And I look forward to seeing more of what you do. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been an honor. And just to say a little bit, just a reminder, sound healing is more than sound bath. It can really help us in our physical body, on our mental states, on our energetic body. The applications are unlimited.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you, Clarissa. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you to Clarissa for sharing with us how she integrates sound healing therapy into her physical therapy practice. If this is something that interests you and you're wondering, how can I integrate sound healing into my practice? Don't forget to hit subscribe, as we will be covering this more.